take a rest. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Thursday! This is Devils After Dark, a victorious Devils After Dark, as the Devils smack down the New York Rangers in their building, 5-2. There's a lots to talk about, Scotty. I'm your host, Sam Wu, here with Scotty of SiriusXM Liquid Metal, streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio Studios. Scotty, Devils are 3-0 preseason. Still a lot of things to work on. We'll go over that. But this is a really, really happy Devils recap, because I saw a lot of good things, saw some things that happened last year that's still recurring, but I saw a lot of good things tonight. I know it's preseason, and I had to endure Sam Rosen and Micheletti because we're homers. I prefer my own people. But you know what? I did like the compliments coming from Sam Rosen and Micheletti. I think they know something's brewing in New Jersey, and I felt the fear in their voices.
Okay. Sounds good. I like it. I think they realize that we're going to be a little bit better team this year. But, yeah, of course, these are split lineups. It is preseason. A lot of our team is trying to play at their full pace, and some of these other better teams are really only playing at half speed right now. Always be wary. The Mets always taught me, be wary of those good preseason records, because that means your team is just trying too hard right now. So, but yeah, it was a fantastic win for our preseason, because we did see a lot of good things. We saw a couple of things, like Samu said, that we saw way too many of last season. And I know just as this game started out, you were probably thinking the same damn thing. Shorthanded goals. Oh, shorthanded goals. Where have you gone? Not that far, because it's only game 3 and we gave up 2 of them. 2 of them in this game. Unbelievable. Oh. So once again, we're getting outscored on our power play, because I believe we only have 1 power play goal in these three preseason games. So we're again getting outscored on the power play. Some things never change out there. But the big news, obviously, which, our good friend Sam Wu here and Vinny Parisi were talking about on Game Day Live, was Mackenzie Blackwood being out sick. Nico Hischier now. So before we heard dehydration, then we heard cramps. Now we're hearing it's the old hammy. Was it cramps in the hammy the other day? I'm not sure. Sam Wu is he's a little riled up. He's a little riled up about it. I'm in the mindset of just let him sit out, because it's the preseason. Who cares? Let him sit out. So don't test it. But then, has the injury bug hit us already? Because Tyce Thompson went to the locker room in the second period and didn't return for the third tonight against the New York Rangers. Vanacek is in goal over there. And right away, because I'm out of market, I had to find this game. I thought it was on ESPN Plus, and it turns out it was on the NHL network out here in Los Angeles. So I turned it on, and they had already given up a shorthanded goal. Looking at the replay of it, I was just like, oh boy, here we go again. I've seen this before. Remember, Rangers hate week, and all of a sudden there was 3 goals in the first 6 minutes of the game against us. So we're like, what? What's going on here? What's happening? What? Oh, no. But yeah, I turned it on, already a shorthanded goal. Didn't look like there could be much for Vanacek to do on that one. And really on the second one either. It was bad miscommunication there by Mercer and Clark that we'll get to. But Kreider, who, was on fire for the Rangers last year, gets his second of the preseason from Fox and Zibanejad. And, that dude's a goal scorer. So, in certain moments, they're going to turn it up a little bit when they get those opportunities. And he took advantage of it there. later on in the first period, something that we had spoken about last game, the thing that was on the top of many Devils fans' minds in the concern column, this is over in the concern column now, was the return and the speed of Miles Wood. We always know Miles is going to be a tough son of a gun. We all know that. That's not going to change. But one of his major assets, obviously, was his speed on the ice. Was that going to return? Last game, we saw it, and we're seeing it again tonight. With our boy Dougie Hamilton and Jonas Siegenthaler working hard, tag teaming on defense there. Get the puck, and Dougie with the nice outlet pass up the boards to find a streaking Miles Wood who uses that speed. This is 4-on-4, by the way. Probably should have mentioned that little detail earlier. That's how that extra room got on the ice. This is in a 4-on-4 situation. Okay? Miles Wood using that speed up the wing, comes up and buries it. 5-hole, gets around the defense, no problem. 5-hole on Shesterkin. That's right. Not the backup. The big boy. In net there. Vezina. Shesterkin gives up the goal. It's 1-1. Great play by Dougie Hamilton there for the outlet pass. And he had himself a heck of a game. I think he had a 4-point game, if I'm not mistaken. Because he's definitely going to factor in on this. Or is it a 3-point game? Maybe it's a 3-point game. Oh, well. Either way, he's going to get the next goal for the New Jersey Hockey Devils to put them up 2-1. Just about 40 seconds later, Nathan Bastian, and who was it? Because I had it written down here. Graham Clark, who made the boo-boo a little later on in the game in the third period there. But Graham Clark and Nathan Bastian getting the assist on Dougie Hamilton's nice snapshot from the circle. And really what happened was some hard work around on the boards. It was Clark and Bastian grinded it out there. That caused the turnover. And Dougie was able to pinch in there real quick, see a lane. Clark, I think it was Clark. Yeah, Graham Clark found him for the pass, found him for the shot right there at the circle, and Dougie snapped it home again past Shesterkin. Dougie Hamilton having himself a game. But that was a beaut to follow up that Miles Wood goal right there at the end of the first period. 16:01 and 16:42 of the first. Momentum swing. You know, you turn this game on. Like I said, I missed the first 5 minutes there, but you see shorthanded goal. 1-0 Rangers already. It's in the Garden, and you're like, oh boy, here we go. I want to be excited to watch this damn game. And I was. By the way, hello to everybody on YouTube Live, Twitter Live, Twitch Live. Am I forgetting one? Facebook Live.
Yes.
Please smash that like, follow, and subscribe button as if you were Cam Jansen. Riding some Ranger into the boards. Smash. Slam it. Cam to slam it. Second period. Now, it was the second period, by the way, that Thompson didn't return. So that was only the first period that he played, did not return for the second. In the locker room. And boy, I wrote this down right here in my notes. Offensive explosiveness. I don't even know if those are two words you can really put together, but I did it, Sam Wu. And I did it because of those two goals at the end of the first. The way the Devils were able to just quick strike, like the Purple Cobras from Dodgeball. Did I freeze on that one?
Movie. I've seen
that
movie.
that movie?
Oh, I've seen that movie.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody. But second period, Thompson did not come back from the locker room over here. And when you know it, our boy Nathan Bastian, he also had himself a game. And you know Nathan Bastian is a favorite of the great Sam Wu over here. Sam Wu has gone on record saying that we should have left Damon Severson exposed in the waivers draft for the Seattle Kraken. They eventually, took Bastian, of course. We're being sarcastic here, by the way.
If
you're new to the show,
if you're new to the show,
this is a long-running joke.
I had some inside information before it was called Beefalytics that Nathan Bastian had the Beefalytics.
Hey, where's the beef?
And that's what
Nathan Bastian's. He's got the Beefalytics, and I love the missing tooth as well. That also is that just looks like a hockey player to me, you know? Yeah. Beefalytics.
Oh, by the way,
missing tooth.
We want to be inclusive on this podcast. So for all you vegan Devils fans out there, it's Beanalytics.
Beanalytics.
Yes.
Beanalytics. Okay. Okay.
So that's okay.
Yeah. Very good.
And then
Very
good.
I like it. I like it. Very nice. Well, Mr. Nathan Bastian gets the puck, and this was also good work by Dawson Mercer and Brendan Smith. But Bastian gets the puck and brings it into the zone there. And it's kind of funny because it looks like the whole Rangers defense is just like, Nate Bastian, you're going to go and try and score. Yeah, you kidder, you. We know you're just a grinder. We know you're just Beefalytics over there. And Nathan Bastian says, oh, yeah? Well, let me get a few feet away from this goal line over here on the wing, and maybe I'll put it to my backhand, to my forehand, and top shelf. How about that? The entire Rangers defense looked shocked as hell, and so did Shesterkin. I don't think anyone was expecting a sweet little move to the front of the net there from Nathan Bastian coming up that wing, and little whoop, whoop, pop, top shelf. Man, that looked good. Nathan Bastian, his first goal of the preseason, second point of the game, looking good out there on that fourth line. Nathan Bastian in a fourth line role, like we said the previous show, he gets his name called on the broadcast, and that's always a good thing, especially when you're down there in that fourth line role and you're not involved in some sort of fight. But we know Nathan Bastian can be, if it calls for. He has got the Beefalytics. And it was just funny. Shesterkin looked totally surprised by that. Backhand to forehand. Top shelf, baby. And then we move into the third. Wouldn't you know it, Devils score again. Again, 6:02 into it. Thomas Tatar with a nice backhand. He's streaking down, had a little give and go action. Who is that? Was that Dougie Hamilton? That was Dougie Hamilton on there with the little give and go.
It must be the shirt. It's Taylor Hamilton.
Hamilton, baby. Yep. Little give to Dougie. Tatar starts streaking right down the middle of the ice, gets the puck back, and he's able to get behind the defense. Makes a nice little move to his backhand, and just like whoop, and that bad boy was high backhand, top shelf, far side. I mean, that was nasty. Nothing really the goaltender could do on that one because they were out. Yeah, touchdown. That was a touchdown. That was a Tatar touchdown right there. Now, Thomas Tatar, he's one of these people that we've talked about. Are some of these younger players going to push these guys out of the lineup? You know they're going to be hustling out there in these preseason games. They want to make a name. Thomas Tatar's making some money. $4.5 million of it, to be exact.
Mm-hmm. And if he wants to make more, he's got to score more.
He's got to score more.
Yeah.
These kids are fast. These kids are hungry. So he's out there. He's trying to put on a show. That's for sure. Absolutely. Because he doesn't want to get passed over. He doesn't want to get cut. I don't know what the process would it be going to waivers. I don't know, but
you want to know something really wild?
I'm not a GM.
He was projected to be on the second line last season.
Yeah,
as that sniper. But he can find himself on the third and fourth, the bottom six forwards. That's depth, baby. Mm-hmm. That is depth. And if Tatar and our good friend Andre Johnson, also known as Andreas Johnson on the Devils, if they're playing third and fourth lines, you know they're going to have to bring the energy and the pressure's off of them.
That's an expensive fourth line, though. I mean, we talked about that. That's 4.5 and what? Or is it 4.2 and 3.5?
Yeah, but you know what? They're gone next season, and it's not like you're tied up for you.
So, I know, but there's going to be also some expensive scratches right there. Either way, Thomas Tatar looks nice there on that backhand. He's got the talent. He's got the stroke.
Yeah.
He definitely does. But he's just got to do it a little bit more consistently. 15 goals, 15 assists last year, 30 points. Maybe if there was another, 5 on either side of that, maybe 20 assists or 20 goals, that'd be nice. But either way, he's definitely hustling out there. That is for sure. And the Devils had a couple more penalties. They look pretty good, actually, on the power play. Defensively, the Devils look great. 5-on-5. Defense is really tightened up. Thank you, Ryan Miguel. The defense looks really good the way they're playing out there. Again, we know it's preseason, but they're out there trying to, get this new system down, and it looks like they're doing a good job of shutting down the other teams, except when they're on the power play. Sam, can we go back to declining penalties? It's high sticking on the Rangers. Devils, penalty declined. First down. Continue the period.
Decline.
That's it. Decline the penalty.
Replay. Second down.
Yeah. Decline the penalty, please, if you're just going to give up shorthanded goals all the time. We can't go through another season of this trauma again. It's just too much. It's too much.
Something. I want to make a point here. I know we're in the Devils Happy recap. Remember last season, and I got a little crap from it because, Tom Fitzgerald was talking about the goaltending, and I said, it's a shorthanded goals as well. And now you've got Vanacek back there, and the same thing is happening, and maybe it wasn't the coaching with Mark Recchi. He took a lot of heat for that. But
we're going to find out. Yeah. That's for sure. We're going to find out this year. But you're absolutely right, Sam. They're the only 2 goals that the Devils gave up, and this was a bad miscommunication, as we talked about a little bit earlier. We touched on it. Dawson Mercer left a drop pass for Graham Clark, and Clark was kind of already skating the other way, and Lafreniere was right there, just, open puck for him right into the goaltender, and he was able to put it home. So another short-handed goal right there. And then Haula comes back at the end, gets an empty netter, so the Devils win the game 5-2. You got your 3 stars, Dougie, Miles, Nate Bastian. What I like over here, Devils outshot the Rangers 36-17. Very nice. Dominant in the face-off circle, 61% to 39 rather. Again, this is all preseason stuff. Everybody was an 0 on the power play. Devils were 0 for 5. Like I said, they're getting outscored again. There's 2 shorthanded goals, only one power play goal on the season so far. Decline the penalty. Hits 23-29. Rangers have the slight advantage over there. 10 blocks to only the Devils 6. Only 4 giveaways, which I like. So Devils are pretty good over here. Couple penalties here and there. No fisticuffs or anything like that. Game will be another one tomorrow over there at the Rock. Same teams, but probably different players. Probably see some Jackie Hughes. Probably see some Alexander Holtz on the ice tomorrow. We had Nolan Foote tonight. Tice Thompson for a period, and then he went down. We saw Vanacek again. We saw Eric Haula again. Kevin Ball, but no Ahoytuk. We saw Marino again. Dougie, Siegenthaler, Mercer, Tatar. No Janssen tonight. Zetterlund in the lineup. Miles Wood. Brendan Smith. So we'll see who's in the lineup tomorrow. Mason Gearston was in there. Beefalytics. Hey, you got to have it when you're playing a rival like that. Especially when preseason games back in the day used to be a lot different. Some preseason games were like just, where there were some brawls in those preseason games back in the day.
Or Scott Niedermayer kicking that New York Rangers jersey. Landed on his head by was it Valerie Kamensky? I think.
Yeah, it was definitely a different era, as they like to say, back then with the old preseason games. But Devils win 5-2. They're 3-0 in the preseason. Got another game tomorrow night. Very excited by the way they're playing. Very, very pumped about the way this defense seems to be stacking up. And they haven't played. There was no Severson tonight. So, they haven't had that full core in the lineup just yet. No Nemec tonight. We'll see. I mean, there's a good chance he might break the lineup. Kevin Ball was in there, but like we said, no Ahoytuk. So we're going to see where all this lines up. But all the games so far, Devils gave up one goal, and then 2 tonight. The 2 shorthanded goals. That's not bad. That's giving your team a chance to win over there.
Yeah.
Goaltending, making some saves. And again, we know it's preseason. The veterans are smart enough to only be working at half speed. The rookies, though, and the younger people are hustling a little bit more. But it's just nice to see. It's nice to see the Devils, winning is always fun, of course. But a lot of things that we have talked about for years and years now, I feel like, is coming out there. You see these kids, they're ready for the show, and they're actually putting all those pieces together like right in front of our eyes.
Yeah.
So it's a really, really cool thing there. Hello to everyone on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Twitter Live, Twitch. Let us know what you're thinking after this game. Sam Wu, what are you thinking? Before we get to everyone's comments, what were you thinking? What's some of the things that stood out to you?
Well, number one, Dennis Dobson in the YouTube Live says, I'm liking Marino. Looks like a stud. I think Marino reminds me a little bit, just the way he plays, like Brian Rafalski.
Now, wait, is that John? Don't call me Dan Isotoner Gloves Marino? Is that who we're talking about right now? Okay, all right. Just wanted to make sure.
Did I call him Dan Marino?
No, that's just my dumb nickname for him. That's John. Don't call me Dan Isotoner Gloves Marino. Okay.
Yeah.
Ace Ventura.
He reminds me a lot like Rafalski. Rafalski. Very nimble, but still strong on his skates. He's not going to overpower and
nimble.
With the beefalytics of Nathan Basham, but he can hold his own, with the skills and speed. And and Scott Niedermayer had a little bit of that as well. So impressed so far with him. And they were skating on Madison Square Garden ice, which is the worst ice surface of all time. Also, a question, Craig Best. Hey, Sam, what's Nico's beefalytics? I'm not going to question Nico's beefalytics because this is a player that got hit in the face with a puck and was hurt badly and came back and try to finish up the season when the season was already lost during COVID. All that stuff. No question, he's a leader. What I have a problem with was the messaging coming from the Devils, what the issue was.
I'm wondering why the hell did they even let him go out there? Like, this seems like something that was like probably like, hey, I've been cramping, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. You think that just all came out in the game like that? I mean, obviously it could have, but it just, I don't know. I feel like they shouldn't have even.
It went from cramping till the next day. A statement was out that, we're going to, as a precautionary measure, he's fine. We just want to make sure that we got it right. And then today, it's a hamstring 10-day. Like, how do you go from one extreme to another?
I think he was already nursing something coming in there. Something was probably tweaked, and he retweaked it. Yeah, and now all of a sudden, it's like, why? If that's the case, why even put him out there? But I don't know. That's pure speculation on my part.
But I'm not going to question his beefalytics because he's pound for pound, he's got good beefalytics. I'm not.
No, Nico's beefalytics.
Yeah,
he'll go to the net. He'll battle. He'll grind it. So Nico's got his beefalytics, but he also has a little bit of that injury bug that seems to be biting him every single year. Whether it's
fragile,
whether it's like the unfortunate stuff, or is it like the puck to the face, that you can't really defend against, or is it these other little nagging injuries that seem to come along? So it's a tough one. It's definitely a tough one right now, but it's only preseason. Obviously it's not the regular season. And even if it was like the first week or two of the season, just let him rest and heal. I'd rather have him miss the first 5 games and play the last, 77 than try to play the first two and then like really injure himself because he's, his body's overcompensating one spot for the other. That's not what we need.
Big Steve Engel, YouTube Live,
Mm-hmm.
said that was awesome, Dougie, just throwing that guy down. We've talked about the no fun zone. We've talked about standing your ground or standing on your ice and making sure that zone is going to be painful. And you know what? Good on Dougie Hamilton on that. Look, penalties are bad, but there are some penalties that is actually worth taking. You got to establish position. You have to establish that nobody's allowed to have any fun here. We've been over this before. It's effective, and the Devils are playing a lot better in recent years with that. I mean, we talk about the other big players like Kevin Ball as well. Like to see more out of him. Obviously, your boy Nikita is one that the Devils are going to need.
We'll see. Yeah. We'll see if he gets into the game tomorrow, along with Fireboy pointed out, Ryan Graves. That's another one. But Holtz and Hughes and Sharon Govich. That's another one that wasn't in the lineup tonight. It's funny that they had Haula play back-to-back games, though, right? That's back-to-back games. Same thing with Miles Wood, right? Yeah, he played back-to-back games.
But you know what? I'll tell you.
And a check too.
That third line last season, there's a lot of auditions coming, and there's going to be a lot of decisions to be made. And so far, I'm liking the trade, the Zaka-Haula trade. And then the other thing too, Ty Smith and Zaka were considered at one point like the Devils' future, but these trades also showed the other young Devils that grew up in the same farm system.
Let's go.
Held accountable.
Yeah,
and they were
the
sacrifice there. And Tom Fitzgerald's not messing around, and that's a good thing. That's a real good thing. I mean, I wish it were to work out with those two. We were pretty high on them the season before. But if you're not you don't get the job done, you're out.
And I'm watching you, Dawson Mercer. You better not be taking over the drop pass to nobody position that Ty Smith used to have on this team. Because he did that way too many times, and we don't want to see that anymore, especially on the power play. Decline all penalties.
You know what? At this point, stop with the fancy schmancy plays. I'm content right now. If you have the lead and you have the power play, dump it in and just work for the puck. I mean, the flow is not there. It's just you got to protect the puck better, and it's all happening again. And hopefully with this coaching staff, they can get it fixed.
We're gonna find out. Yeah, Haula did a good job in the face-off circle tonight. He's feisty. I like the way he plays. I like the way Marino is playing too. Thomas isn't a fan of Clark. I think Clark played pretty well, except for that little mess up there, him and Mercer at the end of the game.
To tell you the truth, I think this is a simple case of not having that much playing time together, and Clark put in a position that he's not used to. I wouldn't go crazy over it, but there are certain things that need to be cleaned up immediately during preseason, and that's one of them.
Yeah. And then, Tice Thompson, he might be the next, made of glass here. It seems like every time poor Tice is out there, he gets dinged up a little bit there. So, man, it's a tough one. We're going to see how it goes. And it's a great thing because we're coming back tomorrow for another game, another Rangers-Devils game from the Rock. And actually, if you've been watching Game Day Live, Sam Wu and Vinny Parisi have been putting in their score predictions in Game Day Live.
Yeah.
And no, neither of them were correct. But Sam was pretty close. So, what we want to do is because Sam wants to feel like he's really smart and he's good at betting and that he knows how to work the lines. He wants to play you back him almost getting the score right, like one half of the score right. And we're gonna applaud him after this, and then we're never gonna place the same bets that Sam Wu does again, okay?
Yeah. So we're gonna play the clip. We're gonna play the clip. The bet stamp.
Play the clip.
Replay. The bet stamp
replay. Yes,
prediction.
this is brought to you by BetStamp. Yeah, the replay of the prediction brought to you by BetStamp. All right.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. However, this is what I truly believe. It's going to be a 5-4 victory over the New York Rangers. Reason why? The Devils have a lot of good juju going. Shesterkin does not need to pull a muscle, does not need to overextend himself. He has nothing to prove in this game. Those are my reasons. 5-4 victory over the New York Rangers. But that does.
All right. So 5-4. Yeah, it was close.
Well, the Rangers suck so bad. The Rangers suck so bad they couldn't even score those extra 2 goals. And
man, Sam Wu's not believing in the Devils' defense just yet. Yeah. And Adam giving up 4 goals. 4 goals.
Michael Viola, Sam equals Nostradamus.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a new. We're gonna have a new, bid on the show now. So, we're gonna be hanging out there and making some predictions and some bets before the game. So we're gonna have to have the, the prediction replay later on here on Devils After Dark to see how off Sam Wu was in his predictions, and then we get to, one day you're gonna get it right. I mean. We're gonna have to count him though. How many times Sam was actually right during the season?
I think 82 games last season. I think I got 1 score right. I think it may have been the Colorado.
Maybe we'll give you like a half point for getting like half the score right. We'll give you like a 0.5. That's like an OTL. It's like an overtime loss. We'll give you 1 point.
Well, we're gonna be making real bets on the BetStamp app. And we're going to invite you, the listeners, and
you can literally see Sam lose money, like live and in person on your phone. It's going to be amazing.
And if you want to feed into my gambling addiction, I'll have my personal Venmo out, so you can bail out Sam Wu when he loses every bet, or you can make money with Sam Wu. That's the new.
And I'm just waiting for California to change the laws over here because you can't do any of the app betting and stuff out here in California where I am. So maybe someday I can then join in, and then you can watch me lose money as well because I am a terrible, terrible gambler. As our good friend Roger Allen Wade likes to tell me, Scotty, I can't pick him on the replays, and that's pretty much how I am as well. So it should be good times. Me and Sam. Whatever we bet on, usually go the opposite, and you might do well. Do the George Costanza, do the opposite, and you might do well.
Yeah. I mean, last year,
be a lot of fun.
Last year, you and I could have padded our retirement fund if we just bet against the Devils the entire year.
We could have.
After the jersey came out.
Oh, jeez.
We could have done.
Don't even get me started on that. Don't even get me started on that one. But either way, we're real excited about that, and it's a nice new fun bit that we're going to do on here, and we invite you to join along. If you're in a place that has, fun stuff, not like California, they will someday. I know they're voting on a bunch of stuff now. I don't pay attention to it as much as I should with all the prop this, prop that.
When you bet with BetStamp, you got to follow the rules. Legal jurisdiction where you're at, so it will stop you if you're under 21 or you're in a state that doesn't allow this type of.
It's your robot Terminator phone. You think it's going to let you do that? Of course not, Sam Wu. It'll like turn into a transformer, and then it'll pull out like its laser gun, and then that's it. You try to do that on BetStamp, forget it. They got the transformer hack in there. Yeah, that's just what happens. Can't help it. Be careful.
Yeah.
If you're under 21.
Yeah.
Or if you have a problem. Don't blame us, please.
No, I'm gonna have it all set about that 1-800-GAMBLER or whatever New Jersey has.
Gamble responsible. Yeah, gamble responsibly.
Yeah.
And you know what?
As I just said about my personal Venmo account, that I'm taking donations for losses.
Oh man, I'm terrible. You know what? Before we wrap up here, this Big Devils victory, wanted to give a shout out to everyone down there in the state of FLA. I know, Sam, you got some family down there. We got some good friends. Who's our buddy that runs that bar down there near Tampa?
Oh, Andrew for Cocoa Beach.
Andrew.
Yeah.
That's right.
Do you know what happened?
Andrew,
what they did? You know what they did?
What?
Did I show you? Well, they're on the east side of Florida. And their motto of the Sandbar Sports Grill is, we don't run from hurricanes. And they had a big hurricanes party, and it was huge down there. And there's a storm. It was pretty interesting, the pictures he was sending me.
Well, we hope they're all okay and everything is safe. We know it was a little bit harder there on the Gulf of Mexico side. Yeah. You know, Tampa Bay was basically like sucked dry. You know, the Lightning were playing up in Nashville instead of down there in Tampa Bay. And everyone at the Lightning have really been super kind to us as a show. They've allowed Sam Wu to go on the road and to set up shop there. And they've been nothing but just an amazing team to work with. And we're not even Lightning fans. We're Devils fans. But they welcome us with open arms down there to come and do the podcast and to have these live gigs happening on their premises. You know, they are super, super thoughtful and super nice. So we want to send all our best wishes out to them and to everybody. Like I said, I know I got a lot of friends and I got some work colleagues that were like right almost like in the center of the storm over there. So if anyone you know out there is having a tough time after old Hurricane Ian, you know, our horns are up to you and sending our best.
Yeah, and also good friend of the podcast, official DJ Shelley, happened to be down there visiting her parents that just bought a house in Naples, Florida. There was about 36 hours of radio silence because they lost internet connection, but they are one of the lucky ones, they said. One of the lucky ones. There were very few lucky ones, and they're okay. They posted on Facebook probably about 2 hours ago because my heart sank with, you know.
Good. Yeah. So, yeah, we know some places it didn't hit as hard, but, you know, everyone saw the flooding. Yeah. So just want to send our best, our love out to anyone who might be dealing with any of that. But I think we should wrap it up for today, Sam. We'll come back again, and we'll do it tomorrow. This has been Devils After Dark. My name is Scotty on the Let's Go Devils Network. Don't forget, Game Day Live will be coming tomorrow. Sam and Vinny be doing those predictions, bet stamp style, and then we'll see how well Sam Wu did tomorrow.
Yeah. Game Day Live tomorrow. Devils After Dark. Tomorrow. Have fun at the game, everybody, at the Prudential Center. Till next time, let's go Devils.
Check out American Whiskey.